Yeah, good morning, everyone. Welcome to session 138 and 39, still with a complex data objects topic. So, with the introduction, dictionary. Then after programming, programming also basics completed. Next, we have started complex data objects, that is structures and internal groups. Okay. So first we have started with just what exactly the structure meaning is. Mostly I'll write it G uh, AVK underscore program underscore structures. That is the score structures, etc. So if you mm, like if you remember, revise the overall stuff, structure related topic. Structure is a collection of fields or components, okay, or variables, okay. So they are calling it as components, but actually, what is the components and all we will discuss. There is a structure is there and one more structure type is also there. Today we are going to cover those structure versus structure type. Local structure type, global structure type also we'll discuss. And going forward, we'll discuss how to work with flat nested structures also we have to discuss. So these many topics we have to cover under structure topic. So first of all, I derived this topic structure from the variables. What are the limitations of variables? Why structures being introduced by SAP already covered. Then simply variables remain same just before we have added begin of and after that I have ended with end of. Begin of end of. That's it. That is the structure level. So you can assign different ways of assigning values, display, working with structure fields or structure variables and all. How to use the impact of clear statement, and moreover, how do we use is initial is not initial. Okay, yes, both cases. How to create a new structure by referring to existing structure. Referring to is most important. Yes, new structure exactly copy of existing structure. That's okay, but actually, because when we use like, we have to use referring to the existing structure. This is what the reference. The only technical properties a replica duplicate structure gets created with separate address. If you look at the picture goes this way because in the yesterday's last minute discussion was that this is your memory. Under memory we have two structures, that is the source structure is EMP and the target structure is EMP1 now. Yes, this is EMP and this is EMP1. Okay, two things. But advantage, both are having similar names. So this is EMP with EMP with number, name and address. So this is number name and address. It's same way the target structure also, yes, created as a copy of exactly same, because when we say data EMP1, like EMP is this EMP1 exactly creates with same fields gets copied here. This number and second name, second field is name. You go to, these are all the fields. Okay, EMP and EMP1. But EMP1 is created with separate address. EMP address different, EMP1 address is different. Now, what was the last record? This record was there at the last 30. Okay, some last record, because it was remaining things are inactive. It is commented, sorry. Then we used this. Like you can move structure field to field, or at a time you want to move. At a time, moving is very faster and quick. Yes, but what basis you move field to field? Okay? It is use move corresponding. So move corresponding is used to move the value of one structure. The structure, it will only check the identical field names. That is field to field. Only name take it into consideration. If name matches, it move the value from source to target. That's all. So it doesn't look at what is the data type of it, or else length, or else which position it is placed. Also, this discussion already over. Yesterday I gave one example also. Right. You can use it. Similarly, you can use multiplication also. Sorry, arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, both. But if you do these operations between two structures, so what happens? Which data type supports arithmetic operations? We are fundamentally clear with that in the at the initial level, like the int integer supports arithmetic and as well as back in support arithmetic. Generally, float is not recommended for arithmetic, and other char data types, character data types are not allowed for arithmetic. Only int and fact data types corresponding values. Suppose addition, add corresponding is field to field add and result will be stored in the target. Similar way subtraction, same way multiplication and division also. That's what the last discussion. Okay? So it is, if you look at this, uh, like we today we are going to the extension topic of different things. Okay. Yes. Type addition also, even like addition also we will discuss. So structure and field stream. In documentation they are writing field stream. But work area concept we will discuss going forward as a separate topic. Internal table and work area. Yes. Okay. So you know the limitations. That's why it is, because I'm trying to recollect anything is missed. Okay, so that, yes, complete over. Right. So we have done the basic understanding of the structure concept being introduced. Yes or no? That was the introductory topic under complex data object. Right. So to what overall, now we will discuss These structures are used to, yes, then. So we will go to the next level topic. Structures are used to maintain general data also. General data means are kind of some kind of type of general data to perform what is that arithmetic operations or calculations. Okay, yes, these are all over possible. Yes, but again the same statement. But yesterday, that's why I introduced and I gave these examples also, general examples. But most of the time in SAP ABAP, we are going to work with, we are going to work with business data. Yes. So business data, that is live business data. Yes. So the transaction data, we are calling it as. So the business data is stored, okay, permanently in the underlying tables, right? Underlying database tables. Now, how do we work it? We can fetch the data using select query or select statement and fill structure. So this is what today's topic. Yes. The agenda. Okay, we are going to discuss. Like we will take a copy. This is your basic topic. I don't want to disturb. Let it be. Yes. We'll go to 12, go back to 1. So, so working with structures using database tables data, right? Database tables data. Right. Fine. Yes. So first and foremost thing is we have like we will fetch one vendor master data record. Same. So fetching vendor master details. Yes. And fill this example we will see. Okay. So it is a three-step procedure. First step one. What is step one? Declare structure, declare structure, declaring structure with the database table fields. So say for instance, go for data colon, begin of, begin of, simply going to write vendor and again end of data colon, begin of vendor, end of. So under vendor, we want to print the three values. This is our core topic. Vendor means we have to refer to which table? LFA1 table. Because I don't want to disturb you a lot. I already introduced variables with LFA1 example. This will continue the same. Yes. So we have land one, that is country one, as well as if you want to go to what next, which data is there here, city or postal code, see, because data is required for that. Some having name one, name two, yes, then city is blank, go to for we have already covered SPSTLZ. So one, name one, postal code. These values we will cover. Okay, because we will keep this is the value. We okay. So first of all, land one. Land one type, LFA1 land one. Yes. This is the way you have to land one. And the second name one, type LFA1, name one. Next, we have TLZ. That is nothing but postal code. PSTLZ, type LFA1, PSTLZ. Okay, this is about your vendor structure creation, right? How you are going to populate it. So we will say fill the structure because you can, if in case of what is that variables, we are going to fill static, dynamic, that is user through. But generally, the structure parameters through we don't accept this values. Yeah, okay, only this variable point of view, I told you three things. One is fill by within the program hard coded value or user to accept the value, or otherwise fill the database table values. Correct? Three ways. So now here we are going to cover three things. That is first, in case of structure, yesterday's topic was how we can cover by using move also, as well as okay, move equals to, and as well as like yes, move statement, value statement equals to already completed yesterday. Then parameters through we don't accept values from user the structure point. So only the remaining last option is we can fill this values with database table. So now we are assuming a requirement. Accordingly, we are working. What is our requirement is fetching vendor master details or data and fill the structure and display the structure. That's what three-step procedure we have to do it. Right. First step one declaration. Step two. Step two is yes, fill structure using select query or select statement. Now, select is a keyword, single is a keyword, select a single, next land one, name one, PSTLZ. Select a single, land one, name one, and PSTLZ. Yes. Into vendor, into vendor, then followed by Okay. Then where followed by condition. Where followed by condition. If you don't write where class, where addition, it generally fetch the first record, first index record. So here where listener equals to where listener equals to this. Which value we have to go to the yes 0 1 2 between seven zeros 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right. Next, as a best practice, we have to always suppose if I go to right outside, the three is display, structure, content are values. Okay, both are same. How right statement colon, here you have to go with it is not EMP hyphen, it is vendor hyphen line 1 comma, next vendor hyphen name 1, vendor hyphen name 1, yes, next vendor hyphen PSTLZ. Okay, here it is. But we will go with if you write this way, it will write in a single line, single row. You want to, is that okay? Fine. Yes. India. Yes. This is a one row information we are printing. If you want to add what is this India, it's a country key name and postal code. So if you want to add prior to this, if you want to add, like you can add this way. Yes. So I told you, uh, yes, generally we'll go with this approach, the new line approach. Yes. Okay. New line approach. Like, but we are going to add one more field called as listener. So if it is a listener, also we want to print it. Add listener. Okay. Well, type LFA1 listener. Okay. So when we add something to the declaration, changes to be done in a sequential manner. So this is your listener. Come here. This is your yes, vendor hyphen listener. That's it. Now execute. Yes, vendor number, country name, and postal code. Yes, there are total. Yes, four. We will go to debugger. Yes. So now execute debugging. Yes. Okay, try to understand. So vendor, you double click it vendor, it will go to flat structure, structure tab. It is automatically branching to the structure tab. Here, this vendor fields listener, line one, name one, postal code. Because since we are referring to the database table, automatically char 10, char 3, char 35, char 10. These are all the optional type you can see here. Yes. Okay. Now, if you go to the values, begin of vendor, end of vendor. Now, select query. Yes. This is the place where select query first. In select query, yes. This is the sequence first select followed by required columns will write into followed by target area from followed by source underlying database table where followed by condition where followed by condition. So if you say F5, now observe it. This is the structure concept. You got first First field till here is vendor number, followed by country key, followed by name, followed by postal code. Postal code is also should be there. Why it is? Because character 35. This is character 35. That's why, yeah. This is 10. Okay? Yes. Okay. So you want to print it? Listener, land one, name one. So there are two ways. If you want to double click, yes, listener, land one, name one, as well as postal code. Yes. Okay. That's all. It is going to print now. Okay, clear? So even you can check it out in the structure. Now, if you want to see this in the program point of view, that is this type of, this is your, what is this? Creating, hmm, like working with two structures. Okay, that's what the approach. Yes. Now, if you go to file menu new, then next, if you want to work with the database table data, directly I'm going to this. Yes. So you have to be more clear with, this is the database table LFA1. We have a data with particular vendor, because I'm coming to the directly this vendor. Okay, number, and it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This vendor details. There are so many data. One of the vendor is this. Right. Now, in the memory point of view, how does? So we have to see, yes, this is your in the memory structure creation, structure declaration. Yes, how does it work? First of all, data colon begin of vendor, end of vendor. So the structure name is called as a vendor. Yes, it is no need to start with Y or Z, because this is not a SC11. That is inside of the program name. You can start with, yes, your own. Yes, generally global structure is GS underscore, local structure is LS underscore. We will create it. That was the standard naming convention or nomenclature. We are going to use it. Next, if we go to the vendor, here we have four fields in this. Like when we say begin of vendor, yes, this is your begin of vendor and end of vendor. Correct? Yes, when vendor begin, vendor end. Right. In between, we have four fields. First field is created by LFA1 listener, because I already told you in SC11 here, hmm, this is your SC11, correct? SC11, that is, yes. So now we have a table called as LFA1 table. There are so many fields are there with the key fields and non-key fields. So here this is your LIFNR, listener, second land one, third name one, then PSTLZ, etc. etc. So many fields are there. Okay. Yes. Now, so we want to create, when we write a listener type LFA1 listener, that is, this listener is going to create from the table LFA1 and the field listener. And that is, it is by making use of this data dictionary, ABAP dictionary, table field. This is already existing, already active. We can use it in the program. But I don't want all the fields. I want random fields. So first listener, whatever as a result, what happened? Whatever the listener data type, yes, this variable, this structure, first field will get data type and length of the SC11 table field. So that is first one, listener. Second, second is listener followed by land one. Okay. Yes. Okay. We have second field is land one. Third field is name one. Fourth field is PSTLZ. All those fields, existing fields only, we have used here. Name one, PSTLZ. So, yes, this is your fields. Now, so declaration begin, end, in between these fields. Like, so then the query comes this way. What happens? It will directly targeting a select. Select is a keyword. Single, because what is the meaning of single is we are till now addressing single record only. Single record, entire record, or single record information. That's why we have to use single keyword here. Select means selection, single. Followed by what? Select a single followed by what you want to fetch. I want listener space line one space name one space PSTLZ. That means if you look at closely, the column names, these column names must belongs to the table LFA1. These column names are field names. You cannot, because table point of view, it is a field names. But select query point of view, these are all column names separated by space. And we have giving a sequential order also. Yes, first listener, then land one, then name one, then postal code, this sequence. German field names only, you have to use it and you cannot alter it. Second, someone will write from first, someone will write into first. Either way, it's okay, that is not an error. Yes. But a standard approach SAP recommends you write into class first, from class next. From is always source. Source is the underlying table, that is LFA1. Source is LFA1 table, which is actively available. Second, into. Into followed by target. What is target? Target is vendor. Target structure is vendor. Okay. Into vendor. Right. If you don't write anything, select single, always fetch first index record. But generally, when you write select single, you have to write key combination. So that's why where is a keyword. Any record is identified by key field called as listener. So listener equals to, yes, this is the way, right? Now, 0, 1, 2, same concept because I'm going to add the way 1, 3, 5, because in the database, this comparison is a kind of case sensitive. Okay, yes, there is a lot of row information is there, but this entire row information we are not fetching. We are not fetching the entire row information. Within this row, we are going to the random fields. Okay, yes, random fields. Random fields. See, if you took main DT, ignore main DT. So now, yes, listener is there, first field. Second, that is a key field, main DT. So land one only, you will get name one, name two, name three, name four, etc. Many other fields in between. But we are not considering these fields. Directly going to the PSTLZ. PSTLZ. Now, how does it works? Like there are two ways to get. One way is into vendor you can write it. It directly values at a time. So first select. Okay, this select will go to the LFA1 table. Yes, correct. Because first look at from followed by which table, and where followed by this table. This in this table, this record is pointing to this record. Then selection of what? First listener. So the listener value, select listener, then the whatever the listener value comes, it will place it into vendor. That means here. Second, land one value also fetching, place it into vendor only. Vendor second column. Yes. Then name one, fetching name one. We're going to write the target name one. Yes. And the last postal code, fetching postal code here. Yes or no? Postal code value, we are going to write it. Yes, this is the way fetching, and it is going to write the last postal code report fields. Right. So here in the database field sequence, target field sequence should be same. Right. Some additional things we are going to add it here. So let me first come back to this part. Syntax. Syntax to declare structure with database table fields. So data colon begin of begin of same structure name and end of structure. This is already being introduced to you. Only the difference inside yesterday number name address. Today listener land one name one. That's it. What you want to keep in between is your field. And next, if you go to here, the left side field name is your choice. You can write general English field name also. That's why I'm writing it as a field one. Field one, type DB table. That is database table hyphen field. DB table field. Okay. Next, if you go to field two, okay, yes, field two, type type DB table hyphen field. DB table hyphen field. Right. So this is the approach. You can go with, can add with some other fields this way. Okay. Some other fields this way you can add it. Yes. Required fields. Correct. So you have to be uh, more clear with what is the you can write vendor also, postcode also, name also, country also, general fields also okay. You these fields are under your control, but these names are fixed. You cannot. So what is the result? Structure field is created by making use of database table field. So as a result, structure field structure field will get the data type, comma, length from dictionary table, dictionary table field, etc. Yes, this is your overall okay concept. But okay, till here, hope you understand and you can fill it and print. That is the common topic. Yes. So Yes, there are some variations we will talk now. What are the variations? First of all, the advantage of writing new lines. Okay, advantage of writing new line is this approach. Suppose tomorrow you don't want to name one. Simple. If you don't want a new name one, okay, wait. Any question?
Sir, one question, sir.
Mhm.
You are mentioning that uh, the structure level, the begin of after that,
Mm.
the syntax. So LIFNR, listener, is it the same for the uh, table field also, sir?
That's what. It should be opposite way. That's what. First we have to come with. That's why we have to declare these things. It is, see, you tell me first program first or table first. So table first. Correct? See, program just now, because SC11 first, after that SC38. Very simple. That means I have to add this as left and that as right. Okay, you know. That means table comes this side because that is the first topic. After introduction of tables only, I introduce this program. That is, in SAP software, table is already there. Table is already existing. That two tables are two types: built-in table, custom table. This is SAP table which is already from SAP. It is already active. So these table active, table fields active. We are going to just make a use of this table field. Yes. Because if you are new to German field names and all, normally we can open like this, you can type it. So these names are fixed. These names, right side names are fixed. We cannot alter it because these are all coming from the SC11. Only left side names only is our choice. Got it? Left side names are,
Yeah,
yeah, because that's what. So you go like this. Vendor is the structure name. Okay, because you have begin of vendor, end of vendor. This is already you understand. This is first field, second field, third field, fourth field, separated by comma, colon, you know. This is first field is created. Type. Type means what? Type followed by generally we write data type. That's what we have generally type followed by data type. That is the fundamental rule. Here type followed by some kind of associated type. What is that associated type is? Like it is a table field. That is your in the SC38 program structure vendor first field is created by making use of the database table field. That is technical. So if you double click on that, actually this is the database table field. So you are, this is the table and field. So this listener, what is listener here in SC11? Listener is a unknown number of a supplier. That's okay. To the data element, can. So it's absolutely can. Data and domain number. So this dictionary properties, that is data type and length, is copying to the table to structure field. Suppose by mistake I type listener 1, something listener 11. Immediately you are getting error stating that no component listener 11 exists. Now, got it? That is, we are
yes, sir.
this message, I already told you several times. You have to understand that there are two things. One is declaration, second is data. Because we have two databases. One is SC11, second is, yes, SC11 is a ABAP dictionary, data dictionary, DDAC. It is a virtual database. It is metadata. It holds only the data definitions, but it does not contain the physical data, but it contains all the tables and structures and views and all. SAP created in this way, we also created in this way only. But So all of our program declarations happens by using S11. So when I type listener 11, it is saying that listener 11 is unknown. How, why it is unknown? Because it is checking the dictionary. In dictionary, listener 11 is not there. That's why immediately I told you these two are development tools. Which one? Web printer, web dictionary. These two are uh, because two. What is the interdependency? Dictionary declaration can be used in all programs, or any program can use the SC11 dictionary declarations, definitions, table definitions. We can use it. Clear? Yes. This way, because I have stopped it, we have to extend this. Land 1 is pointing to the LFA1 land 1. Name 1 is LFA1 name 1 through. PSTLZ is PSTLZ. Through, you are getting first what we are getting data keyword through, we are creating a data object in the memory with the data type and length through it is created. But it is empty as such. It is nil. It is okay empty. Now how you are going to fill this structure? You want to fill it SC11 through you cannot fill it. You cannot use no SC11 to SC30, nothing like that. Because if you look at architecture dimension again, presentation is this user the data application with the yes database, right? So user actually this is a user's requirement, isn't it? So user this is the same flow. So user is sitting at presentation level, okay, presentation level or presentation server level. So user want vendor data, correct? User, because I told you already, this is already previous explanation. User at one end, data at another end. User doesn't have direct access of the database. So obviously, we user request to functional request to ABAPer develop a program. That program inside, we are declaring like this, fetching like this, and displaying finally whatever user want. So what is current user's requirement? User want so and so vendor one all zeros two. That vendor details required. What are the details required? What exactly this vendor belongs to which country? What is his name? What is postal code, etc., etc. These details required. These details, that is the business requirement. For that, we developed this SWOT because for each program, we have to assume. I told you in the training, we have to assume the business requirement. This is because similar example I have given in last program. Variable, same concept I'm repeating in structures because how it varies. What is varies? Business requirement remains same. Only earlier we achieved it by variables. Now we are going to achieve it by structure. Structure true, but how it varies this syntaxes select query. Is there any changes in the select query? Select query, yes. There is a little change. Earlier, into followed by bracket, we have written everything. But now here, we have written directly into followed by source is the from followed by source LFA1, target followed by entire vendor. Yes. So now, if you hope you understand, right? So there are three
Yes,
levels.
sir.
Yeah. First level one, you can also see move the data from database layer to application, select query through only we can fetch and find data. There is no such point. You cannot use move corresponding from database layer to application. No. Move and move corresponding works between you can move a value from variable to variable or structure to structure. At application level, you can move. But layer to layer you want to move, that is not possible. Okay. Then the selector through you can fetch it. So once you fetch it, again, it doesn't mean that the underlying value gets become empty. No. Whatever the database, because it is not cut and paste, it is just like a copy, copying the values from database table record to the application record. A copy of the values are moved here. What is the purpose of moving? Yes, it is holding the value here. Yes, this is your, because I'm going to write the same 0, 1, 2 in between 7 zeros. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. Then followed by, yes, followed by, okay, India and proceed further. That means first I have to write India in the underline first, and so on. Other values, whatever is there, you will get it. So it is there. How long this memory holds the value? As long as program is working, yes, it is holding the value. Yes. Okay, once you come out of this program, what happens? This RAM gets cleared because these are all dynamic data object, runtime object. Runtime means while executing program, data statement through this data statement declarations result through this structure is created in the memory. Correct? So you are analyzing in the debugger, yes, it holds this value. Even you are printing the output by write statement. Write statement also you cannot write, simply write vendor, not possible. Vendor hyphen listener, vendor hyphen land one. Because if you understand yesterday's EMP hyphen number, name, address, exactly same today only. Only the difference is yesterday was our own data, Ravi Kiran Reddy, our own data. Today we are moving to the database tables data. Database tables data. So now, if you go to, yes, this is your approach. Clear? Hopefully, I gave little more extended discussion and all. So I'm going to add something. Yes, like if you just execute, you are getting the data. Suppose sometime I'm just going to change. We know familiar with that. 1003 is not there. Execute. So still it is going to output statement. Why we have to stop? No need to display the output screen. We have to stop. Even though you display also, we have to tell them that record not found. Because if you look at, since this write is always open write, open. That's why every time it is going to the output. Whether it hold value, vendor value, it will print the value. If it is no, if it is not filled, it will printing the initial value, blank lines. Because all are character only. That's why blank empty value. So as a best practice to avoid all this unnecessary, go to size Abbasi check. Size Abbasi writing size Abbasi is a standardized, should be there, it must be there. Size Abbasi. Size Abbasi not equals to 0, right statement, you have to go for record not found. Record. Then else record found. Correct? Else, suppose I'm just giving, you no need to write record found. Because whether we it found or not, you know, two cases we have. You can do this write statement also. You cannot write outside because outside limitation is it will write both cases also. That's why always you have to write it under positive case. Positive means else part. That's it. Okay. Right. Yes. This is I just modified it. Now we will see two cases. Positive case. Record found. Record found and printing. But it should be record found should be in a new line. Sorry, it is new line and the values should be written in new line. And that this is also right. So that the first record found, then you are printing the value. Give, they give this. Record not. Correct. So you go to debugger, execute debugging, negative case. Like suppose you come vendor, there is a go to yes. You want detail analysis, vendor link one, etc. As in the variable steps. Suppose go to here, select page once you cross, you double click, it is failed because Sabasi 4. Why it is not found this record? 1003. There is no such vendor called as record not found. In case of success, you will get the right value. You want to debug both case, just take the positive case, check size about the result. Go to execute debugging. Okay. Because see, it is my server, my data. If you are working with the server, you have to check which data exists in your LFA1 table. Accordingly, you have to build the tables and because I'm just giving my server example. Okay. But it might work, it might not work, obviously. You have to go with your own style of system. So come here, data, vendor again, same thing you want to write it. Vendor listener, name one, name one, postal code, right? Postal code. Go to next level. Hmm. Select query. Yes. And the size Sabasi check. Size Sabasi. Right. Sabasi 0. Size Sabasi 0. Yes. That's why it is values are filled. If you look at these values closely, both. So actually, listener first variable value followed by India, followed by name, followed by postal code. Exactly. So if you double click on a variable, it is going to the detail tab. If you double click on a structure, it is going to the structure. Yes, that is indirectly we are covering these tabs as well. Right. Already I mentioned many times what is size subarchi concept. If the select query success, subarchi autofilled as 0. Select query failed, subarchi filled as a 4. System. So this is what you have to understand. That is, upon completion of this, select is a operation. Operation performed by system. We don't know. And I have written the code, I submitted to the system. While execution of after crossing this line, select query line, select statement line, system may execute successfully or failure case also, both. If at all system executed this select query, automatically it returns the return code value. That is, it fills size of RC value. Success case also, fail case also. In success case, it will automatically fills as 0. Fail case, it will fill as 4. So always select query, success 0, fail 4. You remember this. So that's why, but always I told you as a standard approach, we'll check non-equal value first, else part equals true. Yes, these are all once again I'm explaining. This is your approach. Here, yes, going to print this way. Go back to the next level. Suppose, what is the advantage of writing in a new line? What is the advantage of writing a new line? In case of new line, what happens? Let's tomorrow I don't want a name one suppose. Name one you don't want. Just go to comment name one, comment name one. It's simple. Program remains same. Just execute without to name one, you are getting the out. Yes, vendor, country, and postal code directory. This is the advantage. You hope you got it. I repeat, because in between this is created with a four fields, isn't it? Four fields. If it is a four fields, mm, like four fields, same sequence through. If you don't want any field value anytime, select a single followed by columns are also separated by space and new line. So declaration, fill. Fill is the operation. Select through, we are filling the structure going to be this way. Like tomorrow, this is I commented and demonstrated. But I want to add something. No problem. You can add to this one. How you can add? Go to here. What we can add is I want to add this particular record. Yes, after postal code, I want to display sort field, search field, or street Delhi, STRA is very simple. We'll take street. So street must be the last column after, correct? Because you have to know that. So you want to add street. Yes, you have as per the sequence, you have to add it here. Street field name. Here STRAS type is a key field. LFA1 hyphen. See, if you type it, all the fields of LFA1 is available here. In S11, whatever is there. Even though you don't know German names and you forgot ST, yes, press enter. That's so adding ST, adding at this level is not sufficient. Similarly, you have to do the change in a sequential manner. First, add additional column, additional field at structure level, adds additional column at select query level. Say we continue extended to fun. See, when if you go to see the difference between when I say control space of LFA1, you got all around 200 fields. But when vendor, you got only five fields. The difference. Yes, control space. So go to straight. Okay. Yes, this is your overall. Here. Now you will get street Delhi. Correct? Yes, we are assuming because here this is you don't get a live feeling because we are looking at SC11 or SC16 developing this. You know left and right because but in the live cases we don't know. That's why whether we are writing record found or record not found because there is a scope sometimes record might not found. If you observe my right statements also you have to observe. In yesterday's examples, I told value found or values not found. Today I'm going to find record or is today also you can write values found, value not found. That is, we are targeting one vendor information. That's why I'm writing it as a entry or record found, record not found. Okay, this is one variation because you have to look at the variations point of view. I'm going to write one other variation. Look at here. Into, into vendor, but rather than into vendor, you can also write into followed by vendor hyphen listener. This is also okay. Vendor but bracket. This is select query with field list. Bracket open, close bracket. And all the fields must be separated by com. Fields separated by com. Vendor hyphen land one. Vendor hyphen name one. Vendor hyphen PSTLZ. Vendor hyphen STRAS. Okay, yes. This approach also, this approach also okay. Yes, this approach also will print the value. Yes, listener value. Yes, this is your typing mistake. Listener, LIFN, listener. Okay, yes. This is your listener. So now, if you go to listener, execute it. 1 second. We go to second session.